e ki mo kainga tonga o kuata e whakawhi loto maa whana kia teki mo tolo kotoa pē ki mo mea mai ki tau polokala manato melia i he mō ni te kotoa pē taimi koe Australia hahake ke mo kauma e ngahi tālanga whelafu aki o mai whoki ho mo ngahi manato melia me kuhiri mo kauma ki ai he o whakawhawhonga atu pē a melenga wamo pē whoki a meki i uhi uma a whoki a Caroline Feao ke wata e polokala pe mai ufasi malie me he kuhiri pe mai lolotonga me homo le tio mo televisione Pasifika.
Your Excellencies, distinguished Pacific leaders, members of the Diplomatic Corps, ladies and gentlemen, Nisam Bolavinaka, our chief guest this evening, Ratu Williame Katonivere, the President of Fiji and patron of the Fiji Arts Council, will be joining us shortly. When he arrives, the blowing of the conch will herald the commencement of the opening performances. Following the performances, the chief guest and our esteemed Pacific leaders will be ushered into the Matua Ballroom. Ushers will assist with the transition of other guests into the room. When the room capacity has been reached, those remaining will be able to view the formalities on the 2 monitors provided. Once the formalities are over, the cocktail will continue. Your Excellencies, as we await the President's arrival, we invite you to take a moment to relax and to enjoy some light music. Vinaka. ask that you move away from the performance space. Vinaka. Your Excellency, Ratu Williame Katonivere, President of Fiji, we pay our respects to you and to all leaders present. You honor us with your presence. Ladies and gentlemen, we now invite our chief guest and esteemed leaders to make their way into the Matua room. We now invite other ministers, members of the diplomatic corps, crop agencies, and senior officials to enter the Matua room. And we please draw to your attention once again that when the room has reached capacity, those remaining may view the official program and formalities on the 2 screens ahead. Vinaka. To our esteemed leaders, thank you for gracing us with your presence. If you'll please indulge me a moment for a little bit of housekeeping. Can I please ask the members of the media if they could shift to this side of the room so that our other officials, heads of government, ministers, and invited guests may be able to view the proceedings as well. Vinaka. For his opening remarks, Dr. Minchin.
Thank you, Your Excellencies, Honourable Heads of Governments, Heads of Diplomatic Missions and members of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Pacific community, I pay our respects to the cultural custodians of the Blue Pacific continent. I respectfully acknowledge all Indigenous peoples and local communities that call the Pacific their home. Inspired and guided by the mana and wisdom of her peoples, we offer our services in the spirit of humility, reciprocity and solidarity. Your Excellencies, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all here this evening. SPC is honoured to have the opportunity to host this side event to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the Festival of Pacific Arts and Culture and to launch the Pacific Regional Culture Strategy 2022 to 2032. As the principal scientific and technical regional organisation in the Pacific, SPC continues to lead the work on culture for development in our region. Since its inception in 1947, SPC has recognised culture as an important development aspect and is a proud custodian to the Pacific Regional Culture Strategy and the Festival of Pacific Arts and Culture. The SPC Strategic Plan 2022 to 2031 reflects this position and highlights the critical role that culture plays within SPC and the areas of work that we lead. We are guided by 4 key values of aroha, care, kaitia kitanga, stewardship, Engin Kalap, generosity, and Gida Gaituva, unity. Our ongoing mission as a Pacific organisation is to interweave science, technology and innovation with cultural wisdom and Indigenous knowledge for our region's collective betterment. In doing this work, SPC builds on previous strategies, COVID-19 recovery efforts, sustainable development for the Pacific arts and culture, which provides country direction for cultural development. Last year, an independent review of the festival was undertaken to assess the state of FESPAC and whether it continues to deliver on country expectations. The review found that the foundational objectives of the festival remain relevant today and provide clear recommendations on the way forward to further strengthen future festivals. SPC is now consulting on the recommendations arising out of the review with a view to implementing these in phases, beginning with a short term and into the immediate future. The next festival is scheduled to be held in Honolulu, Hawaii, in June of 2024. SPC, in partnership with the state of Hawaii, hope to see you all at the 13th festival. Tonight, we also launched the Pacific Regional Cultural Strategy 2022 to 2032, which is a 10-year development plan that contains 5 core cultural development priorities. It also draws attention to the many areas of cross-cutting interest. This includes access to and use of traditional knowledge, the oceans and climate change, conservation and ecological resilience, education, health and food systems, social inclusion, tourism, trade and the private sector. Over the last decade, there's been an increasing recognition of the value and contribution of culture as an enabler and driver of sustainable development. While in the past, culture conversations largely focused on protection or safeguarding of cultural heritage, today the scope is much wider, with culture recognised as both an important standalone policy area as well as a cross-cutting priority issue for development. This cross-cutting agenda has relevance to our work around social cohesion and stability, economic development, environmental stability, and towards building resilient communities. Through our Human Rights and Social Development Division, SPC provides culturally and contextually grounded technical assistance to advance human rights, gender equality, social inclusion, youth development and cultural development. Alongside its efforts to grow Pacific ways of knowing and doing, and in conjunction with its oversight of the PRCS HRS grade. As a member of the thye Affairs Board, His Excellency has also played active roles in provincial and thye administrative matters that ensured good governance, sustainable development and well-being of thye. Much of His Excellency's career has been focused predominantly on agricultural industries, particularly in sustainable SME projects. He has served on various executive boards, including as chairperson, and he is also patron of numerous organisations in the sports, humanity, arts and services sector. He's a patron of the Fiji Arts Council, where this all began. His Excellency is one of the Fiji's fiercest defenders of the ocean and is at the forefront of the national effort to combat.
It is an honour for me to deliver the keynote address this evening to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the Festival of Pacific Arts and Culture and the launch of the Pacific Regional Culture Strategy 2022 to 2032. The title of the exhibition, Nawakangu Nonguyau, translates as My Relationship are My Heritage and Wealth, a rather fitting theme that reinforces our regional unity. I believe for all of us gathered this evening, that mutual goal for a united Blue Pacific and ensuring that the work we do benefits our region and strengthens our relationship as a Pacific family. We commemorate this milestone at this leaders' gathering. As head of state, I wear many hats of responsibilities, one of which is a patron of the Fiji Arts Council. So I was greatly pleased to learn that the Fiji Arts Council, forward-thinking and proposing the idea for a regional festival in 1965 and having co-hosted in the very first festival in 1972. As we peruse the many photographs and videos on display at this exhibition, we are taken on a visual voyage that shows a mapping of the changes that have taken place over time. That brings together the communities of the Pacific to exchange cultural learnings as well as traditional knowledge and skills. As Pacific Islanders, I have to be honest, it is exciting to be engaging in this space and equally enlightening to see that our culture, traditions, and art remain contributions to sustainable development. I commend the Pacific community for its people-centered development approach and its effort in prioritizing contextually and culturally relevant approaches to development. Safeguarding, supporting, and promoting our Pacific culture is an end in itself. Yet, at the same time, with the loss of jobs and revenues, as well as the impact of climate change in our livelihood and well-being. Tonight's exhibition, Nawe Kangu Nunguyau, further reinforces the need to gather all groups in Oceania together to ensure a sustainable, secure, and a successful future for coming generations. As we have begun to revitalize our traditional farming and fishing methods, such as Wudi Wudi and Yabirau, I urge all our leaders to reflect culture, tradition, and religious beliefs are valued, honored, and developed. That must apply to the culture and religion of all people that call the Pacific home. We have shown the value of that inclusive approach in Fiji. I urge we do the same at regional level. With those few words, it gives me great honor to launch the Pacific Regional Cultural Strategy 2022 to 2032 and wish the leaders well in deliberations throughout this week. May the Almighty bless our Blue Pacific family abundantly with sustainability and prosperity.
Your Excellency, Binaka Vakalevu, for your inspiring words of wisdom and for your passion and support for our cultural, creative, and ecological well-being, we thank you. Joining us tonight from Hawaii, via Zoom, we have Kumuhula Mapuana Di Silva, the Chair of the Council of Pacific Arts and Culture, to deliver the vote of thanks.
This dual launch event provides an opportunity to celebrate culture as a unifying theme for the region with the launch of the PRCS and the 2050 strategy. As I mentioned in the foreword to the Pacific Regional Culture Strategy, and as we well know, culture is the lifeblood of our communities, and it provides us with core values that guide and uplift us as we navigate our daily lives. For us in the Pacific, culture is at the core of who we are and speaks to both our connection to place and our ocean identities. The PRCS guiding metaphor, our future is in our past, is a reminder of the rich cultural wealth of our diverse communities and of the special nature of regionalism and the relationships that they entail. Hawaii has an olelo no eau, ika wā mamua, ika wā mahope, which translates as, in the time in front, in the time in back. This wise saying is a reminder that while the future is behind us, we can see the wisdom and lessons learned from the past clearly in front of us. The PRCS reflects the future we collectively seek by making 5 strong priority statements around cultural policy frameworks, cultural heritage, cultural well-being, cultural innovation, and cultural statistics, which will provide the foundation for culture in development over the next decade. The Council is grateful for the ongoing efforts by SPC to ensure that culture and Pacific arts are valued and supported. For us, the PRCS and FESPAC are more than just symbols of our identity. They offer tangible platforms and opportunities to strengthen, support, and harness the benefits of culture mainstreaming and integration, and due recognition of our invaluable Indigenous knowledge systems, our values, and our ways of life. The Council has worked with SPC since 2018 on the development of the PRCS. Despite the onset of the global pandemic, work continued behind the scenes, and country consultations took place on the proposed vision, mission, priority areas, and indicators beginning in November 2020 through May 2020 over 2 weeks, and comprises of a wide range of events and activities, including heritage and contemporary arts, symposia, conferences, workshops, art and culture talks, performing arts, literary arts, visual arts, and fashion. Navigation has, since the first festival in Fiji, remained a significant component of every festival. The recent FestPac review provides welcome opportunities to further strengthen and revitalize the delivery of the festival. Recommendations include strengthening the visibility and value of the festival, the governance structure, sustainable funding, equitable opportunities to host, and developing a legacy program to enhance the ongoing benefits and long-term impacts of FestPac. As the CPAC chair, I am moved by this gathering and the opportunity for us to be included in this event. I extend once again our deepest appreciation to all of you for sharing these milestone achievements. We thank you. Mahalo nui loa, yakako apau. 2022 marks the beginning of the next 10 years of our journey, and we look forward to working together towards our common purpose, a future where Pacific region cultures are vibrant, visible, valued for the empowerment, well-being, and prosperity of our people. As we prepare to gather in Hawaii in 2024, we invite you to enjoy our short video presentation.
The heavens bear the markings of our primordial story, aligned in stars that adorn the names cried out by ancient guardians of the enduring wave, conveying the consciousness of ancestral memory there in Po, the cosmic night, where the whispered tellings are described in the ebb and flow of currents, caressed by the winds, nurtured in time. From that darkness is born the light where elemental forces beckon. The ancestors raise their songs in concert, and Pele's harmonies resound, calling one saltwater peoples to these shores. We recognize their voices from the depths. Too low, too low, too low. We carry our ancestors' baskets, abundant with the stories of our sea of islands, vessels of our humility, of our identity, of the Pacific way, an offering of mana, of ha, of ea. Eo mai, e ho mai, e ho'olu mai, uhaile mai.
We thank you, Kumuhula Mapuana. SBC is grateful for the wisdom and leadership that you have and continue to provide on our journey together to strengthen FESPAC and the delivery of the Pacific Regional Culture Strategy. Esteemed leaders, anyone who has attended FESPAC will tell you what a vibrant and enriching experience it is, a kaleidoscope of Pacific culture and creativity, showcasing both heritage and contemporary arts, indigenous knowledge, cultural practice, and a wide range of activities and events. Through this exhibition, we highlight the value and significance of cultural heritage and indigenous and local knowledge reflected in the Pacific Regional Culture Strategy and in the 2050 strategy for the Blue Pacific Continent. We hope that this humble offering does justice to the wisdom, the beauty, the resilience and diversity of our ancestors, and that we are worthy to be custodians for future generations. On behalf of SPC, I take this opportunity to acknowledge all those who have contributed to bringing this event to life for their support: the Fiji National Archives, the National Archives of Australia, the Department of Culture, Solomon Islands, Guam Council on the Arts and Humanities, the Fiji Museum and Fiji Arts Council, the Department of Heritage and Arts Fiji, Dr. Simon Salopuka of the Vaka Taumako Project in the Solomon Islands, Mrs. Sina Kami, Dr. Aaron Salah, the 13th Festival Director, Hawaii, and Mr. Simeone Sevundrendre. And I also take this opportunity to thank and acknowledge the team which has worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make this possible. This exhibition theme, My Relationships Are My Heritage and Wealth, recall, as His Excellency had reminded us, of the spirit of regionalism and the deep inherent connections that we have with our natural environment and each other, the ancestors, and the generations to come. In closing, I'd like to draw on a cultural reference from Polynesia. In Samoa and Tonga, the concept of mafana is significant. When something is done very well, it is considered malie, and when something is done extremely well, it invokes an emotional response, and that creates an inner warmth or fire, referred to as mafana. It is this feeling that inspires and motivates collective action. We hope that our humble program this evening helps to kindle that fire and that it will help sustain you in your ongoing deliberations. We thank you for joining us tonight, and we hope that the program has in a small way helped to renew your passion and commitment to the role of culture in development. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, we invite you to enjoy the exhibition before the closing performances, and we apologize for the delay. We do acknowledge that we are pressed for time, but we do have a very small but very special closing segment of performances prepared for you. Vinaka.
O ngongo whalalaanga, mei he kauwhai o ngongo whalalaanga, takai Australia mo tuapuri anga. Kau mai ke tau kau ki ai, pe mo ngahi o ngongo mei Tonga, Australia mo mamani katoa i he tau lea whakatonga. Mea mai i he pō moniti kotoa, fitu e fiafi, taimi o Australia hahake ki ngahi o ngongo ai Pasifika.